Alrighty, we should be live. Alrighty, let's now get this show on the road. OFL after, not even really after dark. It's OFL after 1 o'clock. What is going on, Hector, SG, Nickinator? How are we doing, gentlemen? I'm about to pass out. You might pass out at the Hogs sweep the condoms, though. Nothing like a little 1 a.m. stream. Nothing like it. If this was 2 hours, I don't know how I'd be able to make it through. But since we're only going through 2 weeks, I think we're going to be able to hold up. But we'll see. So we're not going to waste any time because people, such as myself, want to get to bed when we're done. So we're going to start with the condoms and the Hogs. This is our watch game for the day. It lands on 1. So we will use her the condoms. Octi falls asleep during stream. That would be confusing. I mean, I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. I've got an hour in me. Thoughts on this GCU masterclass? I'm a Grand Canyon win away from having my one bracket be 29 for 32. If that bracket randomizer didn't pick Grambling, I might be in the top 100 leaderboard. I'm so mad about that. This might be the only chance in my entire life that I get to be in like the top 100 list, and I'm going to lose out on that opportunity because of Grambling. I hate it here. Anyway, what jerseys would we like? If I made a bracket, I would have picked JMU. Well, you'd be 1 for 1. We really got robbed out of the Strickland cocky masterclass. Yeah, we did. Instead of watching those two, we're watching Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Boo-hoo! Dark blue pants. I believe there is. Yes, okay. So they're going navy. Does that mean we can... I think we can do, like, the light purple. How do we feel about the light purple? Not that one. Yes. Yes. Do we have any disagreements? Going once, going twice? Sold. All right, let's roll. If GCU makes the Elite Eight, me and Ogden will meet up in Arizona. The thing is, there's a reasonable chance that happens because they get to play Alabama, who's in the SEC, and the SEC is dog water. And then they would get North Carolina or Michigan State. That's a little bit harder because neither of them come from the SEC. Although the ACC and the Big Ten aren't exactly elite either. Geez, the Pac-12 is really the second best basketball conference in the country right now. What has happened to shame? Because Lord knows it's not in the Mountain West, who I put faith in, just to get burned. Wagner making it to the Final Four. Who's going to tell him? St. Mary's is on that list of teams you should never go far. I wasn't going to pick them that far, and then I talked myself into having them go to the Elite Eight. I was originally going to have Charleston, so yeah, maybe that's not much better. But I put my faith in St. Mary's because they've been playing well. And, well, Grand Canyon's good. Shout out Kansas legend, Tyon Grant Foster. That Mac Jones trade should have gone through. For your own, you're welcome for vetoing that, by the way. For your own sake, no. Anyway, here's the Hogs offense. We get a look at Patrick Mahomes, who leads the way, looking to beat Joe Burrow again, as he's done before plenty of times. I was watching the Dragons episode for this to happen. Wow. Good man. Good work. Arizona GCU National Championship. I hate to burst your bubble because that'd be so fun being in Arizona, but I don't think that's like physically possible. No offense to GCU, but they can't switch regions because Arizona and GC would meet in the Elite Eight. So that wouldn't even work. Ooh. Oh, I thought they were going to get something there. Maybe not. The Oakland-Kentucky game was fire. Shout out, I forget how to say his last name, but shout out Jack. He's probably the coolest storyline we've met in the last 48 hours, although there are some good ones. Oh, Mahomes is picked! And the condoms get the ball early as Chris Jones is hurt. That makes this play into a buzzkill. But still a turnover. But anyway, back to Oakland. I was going to pick Oakland in my main bracket, and I got cold feet and changed my mind 5 minutes before the tournament started. I feel like I fumbled so badly because I feel like I had all the right ideas in my head, and I just went against them at the end. And then the one bracket I'm doing really well in, I had Grambling. I would literally be in the top 100 possibly, assuming Grand Canyon holds on, if not for Grambling. And not for John L. Davis thinking he's Steph Curry. But, again, I digress. Xavier, St. Mary's, Purdue, Wisconsin, BYU, Shaka Smart. You can't forget about Arizona on that list. Because I do it every year, and it burns me. I did it again this year, so I'm like fully prepared to, get burned. Dayton round 2, it's happening. Always go with your gut. Well, my gut told me that Kentucky was going to win. Even though throughout the entire week I felt like I was going to roll with Oakland. I had all the right ideas. I just executed so poorly. Here's a nice play by Burrow. On the run, first and goal. Is that Khalil Shakir or is that an unbelievable... No, it's Tim Patrick. Okay, never mind. Reed and Dillingham choke. Ron Holland clears. What a great showing from those top NBA draft prospects, getting cooked by an Uber driver. As Quentin Johnston is in for the score. Speaking of Uber drivers. And the condoms are off to a great start. They lead 7-0. Octi, everything in my body hurts. What do I do? Something bad's happening. You probably should go to sleep. Respectfully. Kansas in the Final Four. That would imply we don't lose by 20 tomorrow, which I don't think is going to happen. So, yeah. They can't disappoint me because I don't have expectations anymore. At least my champion is still alive. This is like the first time in a while that my Final Four is like mostly intact. I can't remember the last time I've gone to round 1 with the Final Four fully correct because Yale had to, screw that over. But I had the 2 teams in the championship still alive. I feel like that never happens through the first round. Usually because Arizona gets first rounded every year, and I had them go into the championship half the time. We don't need to talk about Kentucky in 2022. God, no. If Frank Mason was on Kansas, they would win it all. I mean, probably. I mean, we'd probably be a 1 seed. I mean, yeah, he was the National Player of the Year his last year. I mean, he doesn't necessarily fix our depth other than give us another guard. We'd still be running like 7 guys. But we'll certainly have a chance, and we don't now, put it that way. Where is Frank Mason playing now? To be honest, I couldn't tell you. I think it's somewhere in Europe. Let's Google it. I'm curious. I would like to know. I'd like to check up on where my guy is. He is playing for SLUC. Wow, 1 letter off from quite the word. SLUC Nancy Basket of the LNB Pro A League. Is this the league that Wembanyama played in? It is. Oh, okay. There you go. The more you know. Almost had my entire Final Four until St. Mary's cooked me. How many Elite 8 teams did I lose? I feel like I lost at least 3. I feel like on the right side of the bracket, I'm doing really well. And then on the left side of the bracket, not so much. St. Mary's is gone. Auburn's gone. BYU's gone. So I have 1 Elite 8 team there. Whereas on the right side, I actually feel really good about where I am. Kings really chose Fox over Mason. I'm sick. Relatable. Kings really chose Davion Mitchell over Tyrese Halliburton. Welcome to Sacramento, guys. This is probably the latest OFL stream ever. Oh, I would say by far, yes. Have we started after 1? I highly doubt it. Sim now. Let's just go to sleep early, guys. 3rd and 9. Holmes has done a whole lot of nothing today. There he goes. Up the middle for Bam, Bam, Sam. Sam Laporta. The Nickinator watch game saga continues. To be fair, we still have 3 minutes left in the first quarter. I was going to pick Baylor in 2021 until I got scared from their late performances. I don't even remember who I picked in 2021. I don't think I picked one of Baylor or Gonzaga. I know I've picked Gonzaga recently. Maybe that was the Gonzaga year. I think I have this written down somewhere. I'm actually kind of curious now. Hold on. Anyway, there's a nice play. Another first down. Now the offense is in business. Oh, that was the Illinois year, and they lost in the second round. That's right. I forgot about that. They lost to Loyola. 1927 Bears or 08 Lions. Who wins? Probably the 2008 Lions, because everyone on the 1927 Bears, I would assume, is dead. Very dead. That 2021 bracket is so dead. Oh, I'm with you. I agree. That year can suck a fat one. I don't mind Baylor, but there's a nice play. Touchdown for A.J. Brown. So the River Hogs march down the field. They get back into it. 6 a.m. stream on Sunday. Oh, it's happening. Book the parade. Is Grandma Ruth a Lions fan? No, but actually, she lived in Michigan, I don't know how long ago. And I think she, knew somebody on the team. I don't remember the player's name. I wish I did. I think he's dead now. But apparently, I think she knew someone who was, on the team. So that's funny. Didn't Texas lose to Abilene Christian that year? Yes, they did. I think that was the last Texas game with Shaka Smart. I could be wrong. He might have left earlier than that. But I think Shaka was still there, and that's when he got the can. And then they poached Chris Beard. That's right. Well-known woman respecter, Chris Beard. Matthew Stafford, wealthy family friend. Yeah, I don't think it's Matthew Stafford. This was long before I was born. Did I do your stuff before the stream? Yes, everybody's stuff should be good. There's T.J. Hawkinson, I believe. Yes, they traded for T.J. Hawkinson from the Bulls. There's a first down, and that'll wrap up the first quarter, 7-7. I've taken a picture with an NFL player. That is cool. I got to take a picture with this small, I guess maybe not unknown, but this small young guard who was a second-round pick. This was after his rookie year, a few years ago. His name is Jalen Brunson. So if Jalen Brunson ever becomes a Hall of Famer, I could say I have a picture with him. I also think I got an autograph. I don't know where that is. I wish I had it because, that'd be pretty useful. That'd be somewhat valuable. It's time for the John Calipari is washed discussion. What do we mean by washed? Because I'm willing to entertain this. Gus Edwards is said player. I've heard nothing but really good things about Gus as a human. Good for Gus. Barry Sanders. Well, Barry Sanders is alive. I think I would also know if it was Barry Sanders. I don't think it was anyone very relevant. Otherwise, the story would be a lot cooler. Tyon Grant Foster, GCU legend. I'm glad you guys are taking care of him. When we first fired Holtman, one of the names that was rumored was John Calipari. Yikes. I mean, if I was an Ohio State fan, I think I'd be pretty happy about that. Sure, you're going to see March chokes, but at least you're there consistently. At least you become an NBA pipeline. That's fun. I'm related to Joe DiMaggio. Oh, that's actually kind of fun. You know what's also fun? That throw from Joe Burrow to Tim Patrick. Burrow is on a heater for the condoms. I am related to... No, you're not. I sure hope you're not, or else that would be a concern. If I was related to Hector in any way, I think I would just, like, disassociate myself from the internet. That would probably be the smartest thing I could do. Maybe go into hiding, too. I don't know. Where was this Joe Burrow last OFL? The Cowboys would maybe have 2.5 rings instead of 2. Why would you hide? Why do you think? There's Saquon Barkley with a nice run. I just checked my top bracket score. It sits at 280, which is tied for 467th. But if I didn't pick Grambling, it would be tied for 21st. So there'd be like a 1 in 5 chance that my name would be on like the leaderboard thing. That'd be like the coolest thing. Why did the randomizer have to pick goddamn Grambling? I hate it here. If not for that pick and Elijah Martin thinking he's Curry, I would have gotten one wrong. And that one game I would have gotten wrong would have been a 4-point loss. Man. I don't think I'm ever going to get this close again. You're a grown man. You could easily overpower. Like, physically? No. God, no. Not even close. Joe Burrow was a god in 21 and 22. Just okay last year, but he did win 2 rings. I had a wheel spin bracket where I had Wagner winning. I would way rather that than missing out on possibly being on like a public leaderboard for millions of people to see because the randomizer picked Grambling. I'm in 8.8 millionth place. Well, I guess that's higher than like my actual bracket. But at this point, I care more about this one. Although it's not going to last because my champion is Kansas. This is the one bracket where I have Kansas winning the whole thing. I felt like I needed one of them winning the championship. So I guess I did what other like randomizer there was and then made sure we won it. So it's not going to last, but it still would have been fun to be at the top after the first round. Good conversion by Mr. Laporta. You're like 26. I'm not 26. Even if I was, I would probably be the same size that I am now, so you would still physically overpower me. I'm not going to get taller. Kansas should fire Bill Self. I bet they should, totally. Washed loser? It's not like you won a championship 2 years ago or anything. No, definitely not. No. Does that mean you're calling me fat? No, I'm calling you big. Aren't you like 6'2"? I'm saying you would destroy me. I'm complimenting you. You could probably throw me. As Javon Kinlaw, ow, my hamstring, ow, is there with the sack. My brain bracket is my worst bracket by far. Jeez. Now that you say that, one of my like actual backup brackets is last. My main bracket is, oh god, it's actually a lot lower than I thought. Wow, I did not have a good day on the main bracket, did I? Ugh, yikes. Rough day in the office for me. Man, this left side really screwed me over. Other than games with the first, second, and third seed winning, I did not get a single game right on the left side of the bracket for my main one. That's bad. That's 0 for 10. Goodness. Well, at least this means I don't have to root for Houston anymore. So that's a plus. I coughed and now my ribs, stomach, and neck hurt. You should probably go to bed. Unironically. Hector versus Octi Oklahoma drill. No. I'm going to lose a rib. I'm going to lose some teeth. We don't want that. No. It's the Final Four of Arizona, Yukon, Texas, and Marquette. Natty is Texas. Well, that's a problem. I'm not so confident that 3 of those teams are alive in 24 hours. Actually, it'd be 48 hours because Marquette plays on Sunday. Marquette losing to Colorado is going to be cinema. We will be there. The Marquette downfall, I'm ready. Nick versus Octi, Oklahoma. See, I'd rather not go up against like a football player. Oh my lord, what a catch! Quentin Johnston. I think that's going to be a defensive pass interference, although I only looked right when he caught it. Okay, it is. Christoph Hornsworth. Husker, what are we doing? I'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Condoms are looking the part. For this being their first watch game, I've got to say I'm pretty impressed. Octi versus me, Oklahoma. Again, see, I don't have to go up against like a real athlete. I was just gassing up the condoms for that. Burrow is picked off by Isaiah Simmons. That could lead to a big switch in momentum for the Riverhogs. Committing a DPI and still getting mossed is sad. Bro thinks he's Kindle Vildor. Who unironically is the most sane Lions starting corner from the NFC Championship last year. It still blows my mind that, like, Cam Sutton is literally on the O.J. Simpson run, and nobody's talking about it. I get he's not, like, as high of a profile player as O.J. Simpson, but, like, the dude's been on the run for, like, 2 weeks. I feel like that's kind of a big deal. For all we know, he might be in, like, Asia. Good run by Saquon. Octi versus Frank Heck. Oh, I'm going up against all 3 of you? Well, that's a problem. As Mahomes puts a little too much juice on that one. Good coverage as well. By, I think that's Marshawn Lattimore. Can't wait for the second chance bracket to open and redeem myself. All that for half of our Final Four teams to lose on the first day. Cam Sutton is in the basement with Cobra. Wonder where he's hiding. I do wonder. He could literally be anywhere on the planet. I can't breathe. Do you have, like, medicine? I'm not a doctor. This isn't exactly up my alley, okay? He is in Rio Rico, Arizona. Oh, Lord. He might unironically be learning Chinese right now. What if he's, like, on an island in literally the middle of nowhere? Like a Pacific island? First of all, how would he get there? Second of all, what if he's just, like, chilling in some random village and just plans on making that the rest of his life? Like, clearly he's kind of a sucky person. But if he's able to make that work, then, like, at that point, like, good for him. A.J. Brown at the 13. They got to call that last time out. I think they're going to kick. I know this game too well. I would take a shot or two for the end zone. But, I think they're going to kick. Oh, they're not. I'll be damned. Okay, now, Hogs, you have to be smart here. Do not put the ball in the field of play. Don't do it. Or get sacked. Don't do it, Patrick. Don't do it, Patrick. Okay, that works. All right, kick the field goal. Cam Sutton sighting in my town today. How far are you away from Gary, Indiana? Because Cam Sutton might be there. You're in college. You should know how to save demo. Yeah, here's the thing. I'm still not a doctor. Nor do I plan on it. So, I can't really help you out there. Vanuatu is a hideaway country if it goes south. Cam Sutton, it's time to learn Vanuatuan. Why is Cam Sutton on the run again? He either hit his pregnant girlfriend or the other rumor is that he threw her out of a 3rd-story window. So, do what you will with that information. These athletes are something. Otani, Sutton, and Wander. Why are we putting Otani with these guys? I don't even really care if he gambled. Like, who really cares? Even if he did gamble on like MLB games, I hope they do nothing. Which probably isn't the responsible thing to say, but like I can't let them suspend my king. They won't, I would hope. But I can't let them touch my glorious Pookie Bear King, Shohei Ohtani. Did OJ do it? Yes. What are we doing? Oh, look at this return. Okay, there's something to the 38. Roger Goodell would suspend him for 3 years. I get, like, you can't bet on, like, the integrity of the game, but I think it's pretty obvious Shohei Ohtani hasn't been throwing, considering he's been the best player in the league over the last 3 years. Like, if you told me Cam Sutton was betting on games, there would be a different problem. Kareem Hunt did that, and he's still in the league. Well, some players get, like, pretty privilege. Most players were not on the run for 2.5 weeks as well. If Kareem Hunt went into hiding for a month, I don't think he'd be in the league. If Deshaun Watson did that, his averages would go down. Cam Sutton wandered Ohtani to the bathroom. Ben Simmons or Charles Barkley? Probably the guy who won an MVP. I don't know, that's just me. That being Ben Simmons, most valuable passer. Joe is 15 of 17. He's having himself a day. Yet they're only up by 1. Why does 87 of the condoms look like me? That's TJ Hawkinson. I appreciate the compliment. TJ Hawkinson is a solid-looking guy. Not in, like, that way. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just realized TJ Hawkinson's playing against Sam Laporta. That's kind of ironic. Burrow floats it up. It is caught for a touchdown. Dragging the feet in is Quentin Johnston. Well, that was one impressive play. Are they going to review it? He got the feet in. I think in real time he was in. Oh, we're not even going to look. Okay. Well, that means he was definitely in. There you go. Where were those dimes in 23, Joey? To be fair, he didn't have Quentin Johnston to throw the ball to. He only had Mike Evans. So. And Panthers playbook merchant Nick Chubb. But that's another discussion for another day. If you thought Johnston was bad last year, Johnston statistically outperformed Stephon Diggs in the second half of the year. What do we mean bad? Respect him. Please respect him. Stephon Diggs, top 5, Hall of Famer. Him. The trade was a win-win. Quentin Johnston, bomb. Awful. Slow. Should be cut. That was a little too much fun. Saquon loses 3. That means he's probably out of the zone. Noah Sewell, Charger legend. Bolt up. Brings him down. And Saquon not being in the zone is a big deal. We saw how important it was when Sean Tucker was in the zone a few weeks back when we watched the Chargers. That literally took over the entire game. Greg Roman system, though. Well, shout out, I guess, Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards is going for 1,200. Holmes throws it away. Good stop for the condoms. Nick Chubb or Bob? Who's Bob? Give me Owen Popo. Give me Max Crosby. If I can get Max Crosby, then I'd be happy to talk about Owen Popo. Other than that, no. Nick Chubb or Sean Tucker? I'm going to pick the guy who's 22 years old. And also, statistically, miles better. They'll just not use him when it matters. That's Blake Corum's job. Blake Corum's going to run for 11 touchdowns as a rookie with the Chargers on a whopping 3.3 yards a carry. I can already see it. Of course you pick the younger one. Yeah, this is sports. Youth is important. We like the young ones in professional sports. TJ, what are you doing? Joe Mixon or Nick Chubb? If we're talking in OFL, I guess I'd probably still say Nick Chubb, but I think it's a discussion. And I think a lot of people would disagree with that. But I think you can make the argument. Nice hit. 37. I can't tell who that is, but he made a nice play. We like the young ones. Octi, 2024. I do like him young for my OFL team and not in any other way. Please don't take that out of context. If Sean Tucker sent you a pic of his toes on Discord, what are you doing? That's actually a very interesting question. I think what I would do is I would thank him for his contributions on my team and leave it at that because I'm not a creep. When Octi gets canceled for saying these things, you can say things out of context like that without getting canceled. I'm going to be the last one standing, and he'll thank me. Well, if you're the last one there, then I guess I will thank you. Who's the XFL guy who uses Discord? What do you mean? I'm confused. Jordan Ta'amu? Lions legend Jordan Ta'amu? Former Ole Miss quarterback Jordan Ta'amu? I haven't seen that name in a minute. Imagine a stream where it's just me and you and like no one shows up for whatever reason. Then hopefully we would make the best of it. I don't know. He uses Discord. Good for him. Good for him. Good for Jordan. Former Lion. He was kind of the dog in college, I think, too. With the Rebels, I think. Mahomes off his back foot, nothing. He's had a very mediocre day. Mediocre Mahomes, they call him. He's secretly an OFL coach. Jordan Ta'amu being in the OFL would maybe be the weirdest plot twist I've ever seen. Mahomes is rocked. Furious George is in the backfield. George Karlaftis ends the drive. What if Joe Burrow throws his pick six next possession? Then that would make this game awfully interesting. Although it's been a good game as is, but that would flip this game on its head. Because right now the Condoms have all the momentum. That nearly was a water punt. That was a close call. Travis Etienne's been quiet, though. 7 carries, 13 yards. It's Ed Reed Blankenship who sends him away. If you were in the NFL, what were your Madden overall and dev beat? Probably a 12, but with start. Gotta give me and my work ethic a little credit, but I think I'd be a 12. What NFL skills do I have? I mean, for the average person, I'm pretty athletic, but compared to these guys, not quite. Compared to the NFL player, I'm small, I'm slow, I'm not agile, I wouldn't have good hands, I wouldn't have good enough arm strength, I can't kick well enough, obviously I can't block, I probably can't cover. I think your diet of 7 pizza boxes a day, that's not proper English, will make you have a heart attack. I don't know. I think some people might just be luckier food-wise. Or have, like, better metabolism. Octi the GOAT water boy. See, there you go. That's something realistic. I'm not going out and playing X receiver for your team, but I'm giving the guys their drinks. All-time moment was I was talking about Putin and Russia. Oh, yeah, in 22. I remember it was with the Commanders. I don't remember who they would have been playing. I remember that, though. That was ironic. Octi at left tackle versus Hector at defensive end. You would probably get about 20 sacks. I've never blocked a day in my life. Because if I did play competitive football, why would they put me on the offensive line? Slot receiver, slot corner, gritty athletic white guy. Or special teams. Why are you underestimating yourself so much? Because you're like an actual good athlete. I'm a good athlete compared to the average person, but I'm also like small. Hector wide receiver, Octi corner. See, now that's a little more reasonable. I feel like he would have the upper hand, again, because he's bigger. He could just try to contest and catch it every time. But that would actually be a little bit of the battle. Rashawn Gary. that's a good representation. Octi's the Patriots' dream guy. If I actually wanted to be a football player, I would be the next New England Patriots slot receiver. I would. I fit all the intangibles of a New England Patriots slot guy. Every single one. First guy in, last guy out, hard hat, blue collar type of mentality, sneaky athlete. Saquon Barkley's hurt. Guy you'd let your daughter date. Hardest working guy there. Leader, character. Good route runner. Comps are Adam Thielen and Hunter Renfrow and Wes Welker. That's the ceiling. Who is the quarterback? That's probably a good question. SG. Can SG throw it? I bet he can throw it. Well, then that doesn't bode well for me because I'm on defense. I would not let my daughter date you. Honestly, I honestly cannot really blame you. Octi's the modern-day Julian Edelman. If he played football and went pro. I went from quarterback at a MAC school to Super Bowl MVP and slot receiver of the Patriots. What is it? 151. Yeah, it is. But there's this thing called March Madness that takes up a large portion of the day, along with this being a shorter stream as is. If we were going through a full 4 weeks, I wouldn't have done this. Julian Edelman is not a Hall of Famer. What are we doing? Is it possible that we can have good, really good careers that don't make the Hall of Fame? Not the biggest, not the fastest, great route runner. Bang. Another stalled drive for the Riverhogs. Mahomes continues to be very underwhelming. He had some good throws in the first half, but overall he's just been kind of bad. Not impressed. On the other side, though, Joe Burrow looks really strong. And I know Giddy has a history of having strong starts and kind of choking it. But, man, you got to feel better about the condoms today than you did during the last stream when they got slaughtered by this same team. We watched this over Greg Dortch with X Factor. We did, and I don't think it was a bad choice. We've seen the dildos twice. The condoms have one loss. The Riverhogs are red hot. They're 7-3. Along with this being a division game, I feel like we made the right choice. Burrow's under some pressure, though, and he'll be sacked. Casey Toohill is there. It's still only a one-score game. If the Riverhogs can get a stop, then they're not out of it. Not that their offense has done anything in the second half, but I've seen crazier. I don't know what Joe's doing there. This over Niners-Cardinals NFC Championship rematch is wild. Here's the problem with that. I want to watch two good teams. The Cardinals don't quite fit the billing of good. You got to have more than, how many wins do they have? 2? Maybe? They might have 3 at this point. They might have the same amount of wins as quarterbacks started this year, which isn't going to cut it. We got to watch 49ers-Bears Week 15. You're telling me I have to subject myself to another Bears game? The Cardinals don't quite move the needle. Not enough, unfortunately. No. The Niners are certainly good enough to be on the pole consistently, but I don't know about Arizona. I guess I'd rather be a watch merchant than a sim merchant. But you got to be a little good in this sim to make the playoffs. I mean, I guess they did that last year, to be fair. But that's also because the NFC stinks. Watch them blow us out. That would be kind of funny. There's a good throw. There's something. Jordan Addison to the 37. Even though the Hogs offense is... Wow, Jordan Addison has 8 catches. Even though the Hogs offense has been abysmal in the second half, touchdown and 2-point conversion ties the game. There's another play. Sam Laporta past the 50. My first playoff win against Hobie feels like yesterday. I mean, I guess that wouldn't be that long ago. Would that have been season 4 or 5 of last year? I don't remember. But that was quite the game. Who's my idol? I mean, I don't know if I have like a specific one. I guess my best answer is probably Josh Gitt. No, I'm kidding. Season 4. Okay. I knew it was one of those two. It was when Greg Dortch almost had the poetic ending. Oh, that game, right. That was one of the closest times the Cowboys were vulnerable in the years that they made the bowl. As Mahomes is picked again on 3rd down, Kyler Gordon with the interception, and that might be the dagger. My first playoff win versus the Rams coach feels like yesterday. Well, that literally practically was yesterday, at least in OFL terms. Braxton Berrios is my idol, sure. Slot receiver, gritty, first guy in, last guy out. I want to be Braxton Berrios when I grow up. I want to do the AFC East Challenge like Braxton Berrios. 3 teams down, 1 to go. When is Braxton Berrios signing with the Bills? Was that a no-look Mahomes pass? It wasn't quite Mahomey, though, because it was caught by the other side. Mike Evans was a dog in that game. He's the only reason why you guys won. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. We'll see if the condoms can hang on and win their 9th game of the year and give themselves a big reinforcement in the division race. ETN gets it on 3rd and 1, barely. That was close. Another first down ends it for good. And not quite, but they are inching closer. Third and 1. Yeah, they got it. That's the game. So the Condoms are going to split the season series with the Hogs. They're going to bring their division lead back up to 2.5 games, right? Yeah, that's how math works. It'd be 2.5 games. They needed this one. They could not afford to cut the division lead to half a game and lose the tiebreaker. So the Condoms now put themselves back in the driver's seat. Still plenty of ball left to be played. But this was a giant win for them. For their hopes of winning the South. Joe Burrow with a really strong game. Mahomes, not so much. Very unimpressive. Ironically, though, Saquon had a good game on the ground. ETN, not so much. 2 scores for Quentin Johnston. He had a nice day. Quiet game for Khalil Shakir, though. He's had a great year. 2 sacks for Furious George. And then a handful of interceptions from Isaiah Simmons, Jordan Battle, and Kyler Gordon. All right, gentlemen. It's sim time. May the sim gods be in your favor unless they're our opponent. Amen. Which I think is the Bengals. Yeah. We better not lose to Tree Man. All right, here we go. That's the wrong button. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's take a look. The Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? They beat the Seahawks 20-7. Couple of new bookend tackles in Seattle with Lane Johnson and Teron Armstead. Pop Douglas with a nice game. Devontae Smith played well. Both Lane Johnson and Teron Armstead allow sacks. Aiden Hutchinson with 2. Dreadnoughts beat the Titans. Man, this team sucks. So the Dreadnoughts, with their new quarterback, Billy Malchow. I've never seen this guy's name in my entire life. I don't recall this guy once in the draft classes. Never. He goes out and significantly outperforms Tyler Waters. So unfortunately, the Titans with their new coach, Dean, are not off to a good start. Man, this team is... How did they start 3-0? I will never get that. The Eagles, bye week. Falcons lose to Carolina, so their short win streak is over. Carolina holds on to first place in the division. Rough showing out of Brock Purdy. At least Atlanta has their pick, unlike a lot of the other teams at the top. I wonder what the Falcons would look for in the draft. I think quarterback would be in play. I don't know if they would do it, but I think it would have to be in play, depending on who's on the board, obviously. Niners beat the Cardinals 28-20. Geno Smith's been pretty solid since he was traded here. Not going to lie. Trevor Lawrence played well, too. Joe Mixon with a actually not so good game, now that I look at it. Jefferson was solid, so was Pat Freiermuth. 2 sacks for Von Miller. Giants. Okay, then. Well, the crack era of dominance was fun while it lasted. They get slaughtered by the Caps 38-10. CJ Stroud with a great showing. Eagles fan Jr. wasn't horrific, but he definitely wasn't good. Solid game from DeAndre Swift. Stephon Diggs played really well. 1.5 sacks for Tyree Wilson. 1 for Mozzie Smith. So a really good week for the Eagles, even though they didn't play. As the Giants lose and... Wait, did the Cowboys win? I thought they lost for whatever reason. Never mind. Still, I mean, it doesn't hurt that the Giants lost. Huskies beat the Blues 28-21. The Blues have completely torn things down. They still have Jared Goff for now, who continues to play well, despite always losing. Justin Herbert in his Huskies debut was pretty meh. And then the Blues now have Justin Fields, by the way. Yeah. Isaiah Pacheco played well, 2 scores for Kyron Williams against the team that drafted him in the fantasy draft, ironically. 1.5 sacks for Alex Highsmith. You guys with 1, including the rookie, Tremaine Tucker. Jets, 24-17. They beat the I don't even know how many losses at this point, the Rams. Norris Doris had one of his better games of the year, though. Cocky Butt Cannon was also pretty solid. Nick Chubb, wow, he was actually really efficient. Good for him. Good for him. Two sacks for Trey Hendrickson. Lions lose to the Bulls 14-17 in overtime. Miles Worthy outplays Tommy DeVito en route to the win. Tutu Atwell, hello. Carolina, we saw them. Raiders at a bye week. Rams lost. Ravens beat the Commies 35-17. Bryce Young plays very well. I forgot Aiden O'Connell was starting here. That's right. He wasn't even that bad. Derrick Henry, big performance out of him. Amon-Ra St. Brown with his best game as a Raven. Isaiah Likely was really good too. Nick Chubb is 1 mile closer to Sean Tucker. Rome wasn't built in a day. Got to start somewhere, Nick Chubb. Hogs lost. Seattle lost. Steelers lose to the Browns, so Cleveland's going to hold on to their nice lead in the division. Although, the Ravens get to play against the Browns again here in Week 12. That would be a massive win for Baltimore. This win was worth it, so Frank can't talk for the entire cycle. Oh, that's how I feel. Minus the fact that we actually blew him out. Titans lost because they suck. Voyagers lost. They also suck. They fall to the Dildos 38-15. The Dildos really seem to be catching their stride. Sam Howell continues to play out of his mind. And once the Dildos get in the playoffs, as we know, they can beat anybody. I would call them a sleeping giant, but, well, them going on a run would not exactly be, like, secretive. The Bears beat the Knights 28-7. Welcome to the Hector Turkey Estrada experience. 2 touchdowns. Good game out of him. Bijan Robinson played well. Treylon Burks was solid. TJ Watt and Drew Sanders with 2 sacks each. Bengals 34-16. Strong win for the Chargers. It's the revenge game for me, I guess. Jalen Hurts was pretty solid. Bobby Strickland wasn't too bad. Oh my God! Nick Chubb is not catching Sean Tucker today, guys. Woo! Hello! 21 for 234 and 3. My God! Hollywood Hargrove was also quite good. Harold Landry 2 sacks, 1.5 for Nick Bosa. Farmed stats. I guess so. Slurps. That was well worth a slurp. Change Matt Corral, as in, like, to the starter. I can do that. Blues, we saw them. Broncos country. Let's ride. This is actually helpful for us. Rare opportunity where I have to root for the Broncos. Oh, that's right. Tua's back. Denver, you know what you got to do. I know you won the game, but you know what you got to do. Kyler Murray did significantly outplay Tua, ironically. Oh, that's why they won. Kenneth Walker with a big game. I did it before this. You did what? I'm confusion. Why did the game allow this? Because Sean Tucker's really good. There's a reason why I've been gobbling for the last year and a half. Or, I guess, season and a half. In depth chart. What's in depth chart? Oh, that's in depth chart. Okay. I got confused with, like, the dates and stuff. I'll switch that. Bulls. We saw that one. Have we seen everyone? I think we have. Yes. Alrighty. Players of the week. I wonder who we're. Look at the rushing leaders. Oh my lord, that's a blowout. Players of the week. Sean Tucker, C.J. Stroud, Jalen Ramsey, Trey Hendrickson. I do want to check one thing real quick. Okay, good. I don't know how this dude's in second, but that's besides the point. All right, let's switch Matt Corral before apparently I forget again. There we go. Bengal legend. Houday. Glaze. Is it not worth a glaze? 230-some yards and 3 touchdowns on 11 yards per carry. That's worth the glaze, okay? All right, so our Week 12 game. Who are we doing for Week 12 again? Oh, the Huskies and the Dildos. That's right. It lands on 2. That would be the Dildos. I feel like I want to throw hands with Ace. I still don't know how he took that trade over yours. That is an all-time bag fumble. Who even knows that that trade would have gotten passed? But still, what was the thought process? If I lose to the Rams, I'm a freak out. If I was you, I'd want to lose to the Rams. It's tank time. Alternate shirts with home pants. That's not right. Hold on. There we go. Is Danny here still? If Sean Tucker does that, then EA makes Nick Chubb have a bad game against that same team. EA will be hearing from my lawyers. I don't even need to agenda push because I feel like the Sean Tucker versus Nick Chubb thing is obvious. There's a reason why I'm only worried about Josh Jacobs and Nick Chubb. With Sean Tucker, I don't really know how it's a debate. Got to do standing. We can do it after this game. I'm already in the screen. I'm not going to back out when we'll be back in 5 minutes. All Reds. Okay. Gino versus NDJ, an all-time. To be fair, they both did play pretty well last week. Did either of them win? Well, that's another. No. But they did play well. That brings us into Week 12, the Danny and Hector Bowl. As the Toronto Huskies, who I believe are 5-6, face off against the 6-4, 7-4. They've won a lot of games in a row. The defending champion, Buenos Aires Armadillos. You had both controllers on the what? I don't really think it matters, though. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I didn't know I did, though. But apparently, I guess you can, clearly. Dildos with a touchdown, they lead 7-0. And they have the ball driving to start the second. And they get another touchdown. Huskies get one back, though. And they get a stop in the red zone. And then the Dildos break off a long one. It looked like a run. I wonder who that would be from. To make it 21-7. Whoa, quick touchdown for the Huskies. And a field goal. Okay, they're making it a game. I didn't think the Huskies were going to make it interesting, but they are. Dildos have the ball. 4th and 1, they go for it and get it. I respect the boldness. I don't know if I would have done the same thing. But it worked as they get a touchdown. We're going to keep simming. It's a 2-score game. Okay. Do we want to hop in now? Because they are chewing clock. And they get the 2. Damn. Is it too early to hop in because the Dildos had the ball? What do we think? Hop. Sim. No. I imagine that means sim. Don't hop. It's 2:11. That's a good point. We'll sim this drive if the Dildos don't get a touchdown or stop the clock entirely at 0. Then we will hop in. Oh, wow. They're throwing it. 3rd and 8. Wow, 32-yard pass to Josh Jacobs for a touchdown. You see, Josh Jacobs can do cool things in the air, too. It's a 2-score game. We'll continue to simulate because it's 2:11 in the morning. 4th and 14, and that will do it. So the Dildos are going to hang on. They win another game in a row as they beat the Toronto Huskies, looking to continue to cement themselves at the top of this division. And it's starting to look more like a two-way race, with the Dildos probably being the favorite and the Jets being second in command, with the Huskies kind of taking that 3rd spot for right now. A rare Simcast offensive game. Both quarterbacks performed quite well. Good games out of Justin Herbert and Sam Howell. Oh, Jacobs' numbers weren't even that good. Okay. Sam Howell scored twice, though. Jacobs did have the receiving touchdown, so yeah, he's still at that. We can still agenda push. 2 sacks for Conan Mios, the rookie. 1 for Jermaine Pratt. Interception for Jeremy Chin. Team, please beat Warren Flowers. The Black Knights beating Warren Flowers would be kind of funny. I feel bad for Warren Flowers and the Seahawks because that team's supposed to be so much better. But it would be a little funny. Please beat this tree stump. Welcome to my world. We'll take a look at the standings quickly for Denmark first. AFC North. Ravens can tie it with a win over the Browns. That game is rather important. Now, if Cleveland wins, they are in full control. They'd be up by 2. They would have the tiebreaker. So if you want chaos, you should probably root for Baltimore. In the South, big win obviously for the Condoms last week. The Hogs are still in the division race, but it gets a lot harder. The Dildos are now up by a game over the Jets. They can make it half a game. Why standings before sim? Because Denmark wants to see them. We'll show them again after. In the AFC West, the Chargers are actually quite close to clinching this division, with the Chiefs losing a couple in a row. Denver's actually making some noise in this wildcard race. Bears lead the North. Panthers, they lead the South. I'll try to move faster because everyone wants to go to bed, understandably. Eagles lead the East only by a game. Dallas is climbing. Look out. And then the Niners would clinch the West with a win, and these two teams losing. So the Niners could theoretically clinch the division today. And the Chargers are not far off either. All right, let's sim. Hey, the sim gods be in your favor, except for whoever we're playing against, which I honestly don't remember off the top of my head. But here we go. Bears. Oh, wow. 40-6. They're off to a good start in the Hector Turkey Estrada era. It looks like Jared Goff got hurt. So Justin Fields gets to play against the Bears again. Bengals beat the Jets 38-35. I feel like this is like a Nick Browns game where the offense does their part and the defense just doesn't show up. Wow, look at this. Both quarterbacks played really well. Bobby Strickland and Cocky Buttcannon were each phenomenal. The interesting thing here is this. I see you, Tree Man. I see you. Jonathan Taylor. Hello. Interesting. Look at this. The observer is observing. Good game from Nick Chubb, though. Hollywood Brown, Christian Kirk, Nico Collins, Charger legend, Bolt Up, and Kyle Pitts all played very well. A lot of sacks, obviously. I mean, Cocky got sacked 6 times, so that'll happen. The Black Knights lose to Seattle 21-24. They kept it close with Matt Corral. Normally, Matt Corral is beating C-Mill's team, so this is a rarity for him. Warren Flowers played very... Wow, he completed like 80-some% of his passes. Damn. Tommy Chambers with his best game as a Seahawk. The Oklahoma State connection. 2 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson. Imagine being so good, 5.1 yards per carry, as you being cooked. I didn't call him cooked. I didn't say that. That was Danny who said that, not me. I just said that I was observing. The Blues have lost 4 in a row. Ouch. Broncos lose to the Niners by 1. It would have been kind of funny if Denver won. I'll never be sad to see a Broncos loss, but that would have been funny. Tua was solid. Trevor Lawrence was also, Observe these nuts. Okay, I will, apparently. Karl Malone allowed 3 sacks. Denmark likes the children. 2.5 for Von Miller. Browns. Oh, whoa, okay. Well, that's something. So Cleveland has full control of this division. They have the tiebreaker over Baltimore. They're up by 2 games, and they make a loud and clear statement by going into the Ravens' house and winning 35-7. Lamar Jackson played very well. Bryce Young statistically wasn't that bad. The Browns' numbers as a team aren't absurdly impressive. I guess, they just had to have had a great game defensively. 2.5 sacks for Myles Garrett. And a pick for Tyrell Langford. Go Ducks. He's having a good rookie year. Bulls lose to the Raiders. Nice win for Las Vegas in the AFC wildcard race. Although Niles Worthy played well. I guess. He only completed 48% of his passes. Jordan Love was solid. Devontae Parker scores twice. Caps. Quite the stream for Rio. 38-10, 34-7. Not a bad showing for the Caps. They look like one of the biggest threats, not just in the NFC wildcard race, but to possibly steal a division. The Bears are probably going to win the North because everybody in that division stinks. The Niners are probably going to win the West because everybody in that division stinks. The Eagles and Dallas, I think, are comfortably in a 2-way race in the East. But I feel like the Caps quietly are right on Carolina's tail, and we're not talking about it enough. Cardinals. They lose to the Rams 25-10. For the first time this year, Frank has won a sim game. Norris Doris had a good day. Give him credit. Geno Smith, not so much. This hurts the Raiders pick, so it's good for us. But it would have been funny to see Frank go 1-16. But I have to look at the bigger picture. This is good news for us. Chargers. I just have a weird feeling we're going to lose this week. I don't know why. We did not lose this week. 52-10. Jalen Hurts, another good game for the possible MVP frontrunner. Deshaun Watson, not so much because we respect women. Sean Tucker, much lesser game than the first time around. He only ran for 9.1 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts also with 2 scores. Glaze inbound. When you score 52 points, again, I think it's worth a glaze. 2 picks for Tre'Davious White. Love to see it. Nobody is playing better football right now than the Chargers, and if we lose in the playoffs again, it doesn't matter. But in the regular season, nobody's playing, other than maybe San Francisco, nobody's close to the level of the Chargers. I guess I'll throw the Condoms in there, and maybe the Browns. But that's it. It's the Voyagers. I know. We won by 42. I don't care. We play the Chargers. We are so cooked. Congrats on the win in that game, by the way. I'm not expecting to win that game. Anyway, Carolina beats the Chiefs. The Chiefs are like imploding. We allowed 13 points this stream. Yeah, but you also haven't played like this well over the span of like 8 weeks. That's what I mean. Good day for you, though. Very good day. On both sides of the ball. Candy looks really good. I swear to God, you better win that game. Why? How does that affect you? You also played against bad teams. Well, sure. But 52 points is 52 points, okay? Good win for the Birds. I don't see you guys scoring 52 points. We simply beat who was in front of us. You realize I can easily use that exact same reason against you? We can only beat the team who's on the schedule, okay? Condoms lose to the Dreadnoughts. That's a surprise. The less Octi Glaze, the better for my mental... How does that affect your mental health? If me being excited... Good for Billy Malchow, by the way. First of all, I'll get back to my point in a second. Why is this guy so good? I'm on the bandwagon. I like this guy a lot. 5'11", 210. Heart over height. But how does my excitement for my team affect you? That's like some rent-free stuff. Let me enjoy my success, because it's probably not going to happen in the playoffs. Dallas with another win. That's 4 in a row. They're playing some of the best football in the league over the last month or so. Funny was hyping all these big moves up, and it looks like he was right to do so. This team's playing really well. Dak with a solid game. Jaime Calhoun wasn't too bad, minus the turnovers. Jaleel Jefferson continues to have an unbelievable rookie year. Him and Raphael Coleman is the rookie of the year race. It's going to be generational. Denzel Ward and Gonzo Knight, former Charger and former almost Charger, with some interceptions. Billy Malchow, get ready to learn French. We've gone through like damn near everyone. We haven't gone through this game. Look at Detroit. The Lions beat the Riverhogs. Rough day in Virginia Beach because they got torched by Tommy DeVito. Mahomes again was solid. Strickland is a top 3 rookie. He might be top 3 in his division. And he's definitely not 1. Is he better than Jaime Calhoun? I'll put him on the same level. Which, considering draft position, I guess will be a win for you. Panthers won. Raiders won. Rams won. Ravens got slapped. Riverhogs lost. Seattle won. Steelers lost. Titans had a bye week. Big win for the Titans, clearly. They didn't have to play. And then the Voyagers got smacked. HT might be the 3rd best rookie. He also didn't play as well before the move. Now, if he keeps playing like this with the Bears, then his stock will easily go up. I don't know if it'd be enough to make the Rookie of the Year list, because some of these receivers are ridiculous. Although he does win the Offensive Player of the Week, along with first place? First place? No, only second place. Second place MVP candidate Jalen Hurts, along with Fred Warner and Conan Mios. All right, we'll take a look at the standings and the playoff picture. Has anybody clinched? The Niners would definitely be the first team to clinch a playoff spot because the NFC wildcard race is so bad. Whereas it seemed like the Chargers probably wouldn't be able to clinch yet because the teams are better. Nope, no one's clinched yet. I guess us having 11 wins may put us ahead of the curve, but yeah, no one's clinched yet. In the AFC North, big win for the Browns. They're up by 2 games, and they hold the tiebreaker over Baltimore. The Ravens should still very comfortably make the playoffs, if nothing else. Look at the Bengals. They're not playing too bad. You know who is playing kind of bad? Steelers at 3-9. Ouch. In the South, actually everybody here lost, except for the Titans who didn't play. So the Condoms lead on the Riverhogs remains. Dildos are up by a game and a half on the Jets. Chargers can clinch the division with a win or Raiders loss next week, so we can clinch very soon. That's fun. In the NFC North, the Bears still lead. The Dreadnoughts have won 3 in a row, though. They've taken control of second place. Carolina leads the Caps by a game and a half. As I said, though, look out for the Caps. They're playing some good football. Eagles are still up by a game over Dallas. This should continue to be a really fun race in the East. And then the Niners can clinch the West with a win or a Seattle loss. So us and San Francisco should be able to clinch their divisions pretty soon. All right, let's take a look at injuries. John Mechie, I feel like that's new. Charger legend. J.C. Jackson, that's definitely new. Torn hammy. Willie Gay, Alvin Kamara, and Carl Granderson all are hurt for the Blues, as if this could get any worse for them. Kwity Paye, broken foot. Three more weeks for Javonte, 1 more week through Stafford. Chris Jones was out for another week. That happened in the game earlier. Ooh! B.J. Ojulari, dislocated hip. He's played really well this year for the Cowboys. That's a big loss. Laken Tomlinson, broken wrist. Devon Achane, broken wrist. Didn't he want Devon Achane to get a dev increase? It was never going to happen. Now it's official. Lance Spurlock has 5 more weeks. Angelo Alvarado, broken foot. And Gonzo Knight, torn labrum. As if things could get worse for the Steelers. 2 of their big rookies are hurt. And that's it. I think Denmark was the one who asked about the playoff picture. So here's a look at our current playoffs. Chargers and Niners are the number 1 seeds in their respective conferences. The only 2 teams with 1 loss. The Bulls are in 7th. This conference is so cooked. The Bulls are in the playoffs. Oh my God. I better not hear the NFC is anywhere close to us ever again. Because we've got some good teams who are out. The Chiefs, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Huskies. All those teams are better than the Bulls. By far. The Bengals are better than the Bulls as well. That's like 5 teams. This is going to be a gauntlet of a playoff battle. Bring it on. Let's look at the wild card standing, see where everybody holds up. So if you have like 4 wins in the NFC, you are very much in the playoff picture. So the Bulls are tied with the Giants and the Dreads. Seattle and the Lions are a game back. I really wouldn't rule anyone out yet. Maybe these 2. Actually, these 3. Nobody's making that argument. I know you're probably right, but if someone says it, just know that they are very much misinformed. In the AFC, the Jets are tied with only the Raiders, although the Bengals, Chiefs, Broncos, Huskies, they are all in the race. I don't like any of these 2. Wow, the Steelers are in last. Jeez, what a fall from grace. I don't like any of these teams' chances. Ironically, division winner, division winner, division winner last year. The other division winner has more wins, has the same amount of wins as those teams combined. Let's take a look at the schedule. What will we do next stream? We'll go, I don't know how much we're going to do next stream, but I guess the most we would do would be 5. So why don't we just take a look at the rest of the schedule? You are losing to the 7th seed Jets. Oh, I'm prepared. Nothing can hurt me at this point because I've already lost in the saddest ways year in and year out. You can't hurt me, EA. I'm like invincible with Shield because, well, you've already hit me everywhere. All right, cool. I'm going to have a separate video for stats, I guess sometime tomorrow. That way, every team can see their stuff. I'm also going to have re-signings up tomorrow. So that way you'll be able to prepare yourselves for the trade deadline, which probably will be Tuesday? I think that's the plan for now. When I say tomorrow, I mean Saturday, by the way. So later Saturday, you'll get team stats, I guess awards as well, you might as well. And then re-signings. So you'll be able to have all your information up to date, and you'll be able to prepare yourselves for the trade deadline. All right, that'll do it. I appreciate everybody for coming in at such an odd hour, but I hope you all had fun nonetheless. And we'll be back again probably Tuesday. That's the plan for weeks 13 through Lord knows what I decide.